We've been asked to do a Q&A here for you, and I'm going to, I guess, speaking in the words of Hal, who we all know and love, I'm requesting permission to speak freely. Some of you may know that there is some obscenity on the show Bullshit, and I am planning on, as we get these questions, both of us will just answer them in common language, unless that's going to offend somebody, in which case we'll pretend we're on TV. But if there's nobody that's offended or offended on behalf of children, I'm just going to speak freely. And if anybody has a problem with that, just speak up now, and I will absolutely censor before it comes out of my mouth. Is everybody okay with that? Can we talk like adults, or should we be careful? Okay. Okay, any questions you want, we're ready. How you doing, Randy? Got the most?
I'm getting there.
Okay. You know, he actually set himself up mostly as an escape artist, so let's see how he does here. Does that one fit there, Randy? Okay. Are there any questions, or we can just get right to Christopher Hitchens? Yes?
In your first episode of Bullshit, you said that... No problem. In your first episode of Bullshit, you said that you were using those words because they could avoid legal trouble from people. They could try and sue you if you said it was a fraud, but if you said it was just mother effing insanity and bullshit, then they couldn't. Has that worked for you? I thought that clever.
It has actually worked very well. We have not been sued. There have been 3 lawsuits threatened that did not come through. That idea that you can call someone a motherfucker, but you can't call them a liar, is actually has some basis in truth. The problem is, the second I did that introduction and said that I was using the word motherfucker to mean liar, I negated the whole principle. It's a simple logic thing that somebody should have caught, but it wasn't until we actually broadcast, the lawyers said that won't protect you very much. The truth of the matter is, and I would say this because we're all skeptics here, when you're in a tense situation with somebody, Randy, how you doing? Okay. When you're in a tense situation with somebody, especially if it's filmed or it's in public, and you're worried about what you may say and being able to back it up, it is often a good idea to go with obscenity, because there has not been, I may be wrong about this, I'm sure there are lawyers here, but I was told that there has not been a case where someone has been seriously busted for that kind of thing, to have to go to court and prove you're not an asshole. And who among us could do that? So although the idea was true, and although it kind of helped, I'm afraid when all is said and done and going into the 3rd season, it is mostly a comedic concept and not really a legal one. Fuck you. Yes?
How do I get Randy off the stage and over to the interview that was supposed to start 5 minutes ago?
Well, you know, Randy, you should have noticed this, Randy, but I palmed off the real king. I thought you would have caught me on that one. You can just let yourself...
Thank you, Pat.
You want to swallow it first, or are you happy just to open it up?
Gee, I mean, I'll do it the hard way.
Oh, no. Okay, he's going to go do an interview.
He was staying in there voluntarily. Voluntarily, he actually pulled his hand out through the closed cup. That man.
Once he gets out the door, we can really speak. Yeah, I see a hand there. It's very hard to see from here. So whoever that is that Kramer's running to. Oh, there's 2 close together. That's good. Try to ask your questions in clusters.
Randy explained the other day the difficulties he's had in getting a television show mounted because the networks invariably, want to see at least 20% of the people with paranormal claims be right, because that's what the advertisers want. How did you get your show made? What did you say to the people in the boardroom, the suits, to get them to agree to do this and let you call it bullshit?
You never know what actually convinces people, of course. You have to remember that there's a big illusion here, which is that we got bullshit on easily. That's not true. Ever since the first television meeting we ever had, we've pushed for a skeptical show and never got any answer at all. The real truth is probably that the guy who was the head of Showtime at the time was on his way out, quite frankly, and was doing a lot of projects that were from his heart after kind of paying himself off for a long career in television. We pitched bullshit to eight networks 2 weeks after September 11th, 2001. It was not the right time to pitch a show called Bullshit or with that idea. But there was a real sense, as all of us know, to try to get back to normal as quickly as possible after the terrorist attack. So we went in to pitch Bullshit. And the one that I remember, and I think this may be disingenuous because I'm not sure that this was the pitch that went to Showtime. It was not, right? It was not. But we did mention this same thing in Showtime. But when we were pitching to ABC, maybe? We were pitching to ABC, I went into kind of an impassioned speech where I said, I can't predict the future, nor can anyone else. But a lot of people died on 9/11. And you know that John Edward is going to speak to them. And I said, that hasn't been announced in the press. He's made no announcement. But I said, in a few months or a couple months, he will make that announcement. He'll be lying, and it'll be in the worst taste of anything you've ever seen, and you'll be humiliated. And I said, you're going to feel really shitty because you doing your shows that kind of is wishy-washy on this and kind of does this have been helping him take grief and turn it into cash. And you're going to feel really awful. And you're going to turn us down today, and we're going to go away. But when John Edwards announces that he'll be talking to the dead people and pissing and dancing on the graves of the people who died in that terrorism attack, we're going to feel okay because we've done the best we can today. So even when you say no, we still win. And I want you to remember this meeting when he makes that announcement. And strangely, and kind of going against the feelings we have about television, after that, and we probably repeated that story. I think we did it for ABC and then told the story later in the other pitches because ABC was more involved with him. And when Edwards announced, is it Edward or Edwards? Which is it? Edward. When Edward announced that he was going to do that, which he took back, after the dead told him it was in bad taste. He took it back shortly after. But after he announced that, which was a few weeks later, remarkably, we actually got phone calls from 2 or 3, and maybe more, of the networks saying that that really kicked him in the stomach really hard. I don't think that probably is a story that gets you to applaud and sounds cool, because you can never really tell what makes another human being do anything. That's probably incorrect. Showtime probably did it because some demographic said that they wanted 2 guys at different heights on a TV show. There's no way to ever tell. But the remarkable thing is Showtime has stood behind us.